Let's talk about grenades. If you've ever used a grenade in the Arma series, you're probably pretty familiar with the concept of blowing yourself up. Arma grenades are one of the weakest aspects of the game and far behind where they should be. Once upon a time, years ago, a little mod named Infiltration did grenades pretty much perfectly. Ever since I saw that system, I wanted to see it in Arma. What you're going to see here is a combination of the Infiltration style of grenades, plus a concept from VBS2, as well as some of my own ideas. I think this is pretty much the best possible implementation of grenades you could have in the Arma series. Please keep in mind that this is not a releasable mod. It's a proof of concept I've made for the purpose of encouraging Bohemia to put something like this into Arma 3. First, let's talk about the limitations of the Arma grenade system. There are mods like Ace 2 that try to correct this, and they help somewhat, but ultimately they don't come close to making the grenades as viable as they would be in reality. So, the limitations. First, your animation locked when throwing grenades. If you're standing still until you finish the throw and recovered. If you're moving, you keep moving until you've done the throw. It's a bit frustrating to say the least. You also can't lean and throw a grenade. If you do, you snap back to standing, throw the grenade into the wall in front of you, and basically kill yourself. No fun. The next limitation is the bizarre arc at which you throw a grenade. It's too steeply curved. You can't place a grenade into closer targets with any sort of precision, even after quite a bit of practice. Arrowhead improves this somewhat by allowing you to give a strength to your throw, but I don't believe that's the correct solution. The grenades also have spotty collision with the environment. Unfortunately, this concept doesn't change that. It also doesn't change the fact that some windows can have grenades thrown through them while others cannot. That's an art content problem that has to be solved on Bohemia's side. So those are the limitations. Grenades in normal Arma are imprecise, restrictive, and generally suicidal. Now, what does this concept do to change that? Well, let's go over the features in detail. Ideally, this would work in a way that a player would press a key to bring up his current grenade, then cycle through his grenade inventory from there. This would lower the weapon and restrict the player to grenades until he toggles back into his primary weapon. This is akin to how many first-person shooters have done grenades in the past. It's a good system and it fits in Arma's context just fine. I don't have that in here currently, but that's how I'd envision this working. As to the actual implemented features, let's take a look at the basic grenade throw. I click and hold to ready my grenade. Note that it's canted slightly to the side. I aim where I want it to go, using the top of the grenade as a rough aiming reference, and throw it by releasing the mouse button. It flies an overhand throw in the direction I was looking, and the grenade's activated as it leaves my hand. You'll note the trajectory is very easily predicted. I can throw these grenades where I want, the same as I'd be able to do in reality. Oh yeah, did I mention that you aren't movement locked? You can walk, jog, whatever. You will never be locked into a clumsy grenade animation with this system. So those basic features alone make this far more usable than the default Arma methods. But wait, there's more. Have you ever found yourself beside a wall, knowing that an enemy was on the other side and wishing you could just chuck a grenade over and kill them? Or perhaps you've been in a building and wish you could toss a grenade out the window to kill those at the base of the building. Or maybe you just want to throw a grenade through a small hole in a wall with precision. This is where the Underhand Throw comes in. I activate this with the right mouse. You'll see the grenades held sideways in this mode, giving me an easy visual indication that I'm in underhand mode. I can cycle between over and under simply by swapping mouse buttons. I release the mouse button and the grenade is lobbed into an underhand fashion. Here you can see how easy it is to lob a grenade into a window, out of a window, into a room, etc. These are all nice, but what about those times when you really want to throw a grenade in a direction, but don't want to get shot to death in the process? In that case, simply lean with a grenade in hand. These red orbs will help you visualize close-up collisions, so that when you throw a grenade around a corner, it actually goes around the corner and doesn't just bounce back at your feet. You'll know that when leaning, the grenade's held out in the direction of the lean to help minimize exposure. Another nice feature is the ability to cook a grenade. While holding a grenade ready, press middle mouse to activate the fuse. Cooking an M67 grenade for 2 or 3 seconds is a great way to give the enemy almost no time to react to the sudden appearance of said grenade. It's a very effective tactic. Now, last but not least, let's talk tactical. It's not just about killing the enemy, you have to earn those style points while you're at it. This last feature is possible due to track IR. If you back up against a wall, or fence, or whatever, looking to your left or right will allow you to throw a grenade behind you. You'll see the grenade held upside down when this mode activates, at which point you can release the grenade to send it behind you. Leaning and cooking both work with this feature as well. I'm not saying it's practical, it looks pretty fucking cool if you can pull it off. So there you have it. The best of Infiltration and VBS2's grenade systems, along with a fun little track IR feature for good measure. Add it all together and you have one hell of a grenade setup, far greater than anything we've had in Arma to this point. Again, this is not a release mod and I unfortunately do not have the time myself to get it into a finalized state. My hope is that we'll see something like this in Arma 3, and if not, that the mod community will be able to implement it fully. If you're interested in that, feel free to contact me via Dslyecxi@gmail.com. I hope you guys have enjoyed what you've seen here. I'm sorry I can't release it right now. And until next time, take care.